Good morning. Had a wonderful night's sleep here in this teepee, and actually before I went to bed, went to drink some water down at the little deck here at the river, and actually fell asleep on the big comfy couch they have. So got some good rest in, which I'm gonna need, because today we're going up Polvadera Mesa. Many consider it to be the toughest sustained climb on the Great Divide mountain bike route. I'm gonna find out today whether it is or not. It's about 24-ish miles to the camp I want to get to. It's 4,000 feet to get there. If we go anywhere beyond that, that's awesome, but we're getting to that camp tonight after I stop in town here and grab some groceries. Since I saw Pete and Thomas here last night and we're all headed the same way, we just decided might as well ride together instead of leapfrogging each other as we ride, walk, climb, whatever it takes to get up this climb today. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish packing up the bike here and get rolling down the road. There's very likely no water on today's route, so carrying an extra 3.5, 4 liters with me. So about 1 hour in, and we've only gone 6 miles maybe. Already had to take a break or two. This climb is steep, long, and it's not even that hot yet. And we're walking, pushing the bike 1/4 mile up this super steep grade. Like I said, watch out for the cattle guards. Whew, all right, we're 18 miles in, which means we've got like another 6 or so miles to get to camp. Climb's not been too bad actually. So we just decided to take lunch here. We found a good amount of shade. The only real thing that I've noticed so far is that once it ramped up here after 16 miles, it gets a little bit more difficult. It's a lot of sand, but the ogre is she's floating right through it. So lunch break and then back to pushing up this climb. Made it to camp, got the tent all set up because we got some sprinkles coming, though we're all hoping it doesn't really do anything. We'll see. We are camped about 23.19 miles from Abiquiu, where, because we rode 23.19, 23 and a half-ish miles, and climbed from 3,976 feet in those 23 miles. We had thought about going further up to the top today and realized, like, what's the point? It's only 5.36 miles to the top, and then we would just be camping higher where it would be colder, less oxygen, so we may not sleep as well, and who knows, there may not even been tree cover. We'll find out tomorrow about that. But overall, it was a really good day of riding. Not the hardest climb. The guidebook and others say it's the hardest climb. It's not. It was very doable. It was very enjoyable. I think it may feel, and we're talking about, let me just double check the name here, Polvadera Mesa. I think if you were expecting to go 50 miles today or something like that, you would get frustrated and think it's the worst climb, the hardest climb out here, because of how long it took to get up. But we set reasonable expectations for ourselves and made it up here, and had actually a really good ride today, a really enjoyable time. I will say that riding with Pete and Thomas today was actually a good thing. When things, I mean, you guys saw, it was rocky at times. I mean, it was very sandy for a large chunk, and just having that more morale there to look at each other and go, yeah, this sucks, or yeah, that was awesome, was a huge uplift. So with that being said, I'm gonna get some dinner going and stretch a little, probably hit the hay early because we got to camp about 5 o'clock. If you guys enjoyed today's video or any other videos, subscribe to the channel. It makes me feel good. Why not make me feel good? I'm taking the time to video this. Also, if leave a comment, do all the other social media stuff, and I'll catch you all in the morning. Hello and good morning. It's a nice warm morning. I'm headed to Cuba, New Mexico today. Should be about 55 miles, but first I gotta continue a little over 5 miles up Polvadera Mesa, the climb we started yesterday. We're not done it, so literally starting off uphill today. We're gonna get to the top up there and then hopefully roll along down into Cuba. Don't know what the day's gonna hold. There may be water in the second half of the day, but I've got plenty because of what I carried yesterday. There's no need for me to stop. I'm hoping to get to Cuba relatively early so I can get a good day's rest, good night's rest, a little downtime, maybe get a real meal, and then we'll be heading to Grants. So with that being said, I'm going to Cuba. Time to get rolling. Let's see what the day brings. Just conquered Polvadera Mesa. Oh, you know what that means? Give yourself a pat on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So, contrary to what people said, the guidebook said, I don't think that was the hardest climb of the Great Divide Mountain Bike Route.
It was long and it was hard, but it wasn't
outrageous.
like, I mean, I cycled it all. Well, most of it. I didn't cycle all of it.
Was it the hardest, Pete?
No, it was not the hardest. I think Lava Mountain was harder than that by far.
I think climbing out of climbing out of Eureka up to
Eureka,
Two Chuck, that 13-mile climb up to
Not too bad. The last bit was hard, yeah.
to the U.S. Forest campsite was those last 5 miles up Two Chuck were an absolute grind.
I think it's really hard because it's a day. It's just a day uphill.
Yeah, but now we have time for some sweet descent.
Oh yeah.
So we're about 26 miles in on the day, not quite halfway. Pete and Thomas need water, so we're gonna stop here. They're gonna filter some water. We're gonna have a quick lunch and hope that whatever this cloud is passes over, because it looks much nicer over there. So hopeful that we'll miss the rain today. We've had a little sputtering here or there, but nothing to really shake a stick at just yet. So lunch, and then we will all push on to Cuba. Well, that storm passing over us was wishful thinking. It's pouring right now. Got some hail. It's still raining. We've waited about an hour and the rain's eased up a little bit. There's no thunder, so I think it's time we get moving and try to get up this 3.5 mile climb and get down the road and hope that either rain stops as we go down or that it eases up at least. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. There's nothing romantic about this. It's wet. It's in the mid 60s or low 60s. It's not a slog, but this is definitely some type 2 fun. It's been raining now for over 2 hours. So it's about 17.5 miles to Cuba, Mexico right now. The rain is still drizzling but easing up, and we've hit some sort of hard packed gravel that is making things a lot faster than the mud was. If we could just get to the primary road, in about 7 miles we'll have highway all the way to Cuba, and we should make it there hopefully in time to grab some dinner at a restaurant. All right, we made it to Cuba. I grabbed a hotel room for the night, thanks to my lovely second half back at the house. She was able to get me one a few days in advance because they are all booked. And since they're all booked, Pete and Thomas have nowhere to sleep tonight. So I think my mother would beat the crap out of me if I didn't let them stay with me. So they're gonna stay with me tonight. We made it to Cuba. Good job, right in the rain. We did it, y'all. That was a wet day. But we made it. High five for making it. There we go. So now for get dried off, cleaned up, and find some dinner. So now that we've got some food in us, I've had time to shower, kind of dry out from the day. I figured I'd just give you today's stats real quick. We rode from the informal campsite that we stayed at last night, the drop camp that we did there coming up Polvadera Mesa, to Cuba. We did a total of 53.83 miles, 3,940 feet of gain. So it was overall actually what we expected, or what I expected, what I had planned, and what kind of Pete and Thomas found out my plan and thought was a good idea. Nice day of decent mileage, low climbing, but man, that rain made it slow going and made it a little harder, but with a lot of determination, some perseverance, and a little bit of tenacity, we were able to get through it. So with that being said, I'm going to sleep, and I'll catch y'all in the morning.